Saturday Matinee, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You are listening to Noel B Ruiters on www.inspirealcisradio.co.za. For easy access, go to Play Store and download the online app.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me on the Saturday Matinee. My name is Noel Ruiters. Like I said, just after 4, I'll be speaking to special guest CJ Jackson, the founder of the Dianna Jackson Foundation, as well as Miss West Coast 2025, which is Griffin, Johannes, as well as Mr. West Coast 2025, who is Jacques, Gous, as well as Mrs. West Coast 2025, Shahieda Snyders, right here on the Saturday Matinee. And they're joined live via Zoom on the Saturday Matinee with me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you?
Good afternoon.
We are great.
I'm good. First of all, thank you very much for joining me and giving me that time. The congratulations first of all on winning your respective titles. And first of all, I'm going to start with the male or the thorn amongst the roses, Mrs. Jacques Gous. How does it feel for you to have been announced Mr. West Coast 2025?
Hi. Thank you for the opportunity to be here, and thank you for congratulating on the title. It's currently still sinking in because I've never thought like anything like this will be possible, and it's like a journey that I'm on, that I'm always every day, as long as I can be 1% better than the previous day, then I'm on the right track. And then not some, but CJ said like, why don't you just enter? We are gonna be there for a runway show. Enter the pageant and see how it goes. And then look at now, Mr. West Coast 2025. So
All right.
I'm feeling very honored, but it's still new. It's very, when I think about it, I'm full of smiles, and it's still something that's sinking in.
Well, thank you very much, Jacques. All right, and now we move over to Miss West Coast 2025. Griffin, Johannes, good afternoon. Goedemiddag, hoe gaan het met jou?
Good day, I am good.
Okay. For you as well, to have been crowned Miss West Coast 2025, how does it feel? You're quite young. Is this your first time entering a pageant like this in this, town in the West Coast? And how does it feel to have been crowned a week ago?
This is my first time, but it's not my first pageant. But it's my first pageant that I'm entering in Miss West Coast. In West Coast.
All right. And how does it feel? How does it feel, Griffin, to have been, crowned?
Thank you for having me here. I'm honored. How did I feel when they announced my name as Miss West Coast? I was extremely happy. I almost cried, and I'm grateful. And just at the same moment, while they crowned me, I said to myself, now, can I finally use my title for good?
Okay. And then to Shahieda Snyders, good afternoon to you as well, for winning Mrs. West Coast 2025. It's quite at this stage, it's quite something that was not expected, for you most probably. How does it feel for you to have been announced the winner last week in the West Coast area?
Goedemiddag. Baie dankie vir dat ek deel kan wees van die show.
Ja.
Vir my was dit baie excited. Ek met ingeskrywe Miss Western Province het my baie gemotiveer. Miss Western Province 2022. Sy het my elke dag gebel en te Shahieda, you have the goals, you have everything, just go for it, and maybe this will be dit sal die pad vir jou vorentoe oopmaak. Dit is nie my eerste pageant gewees nie. Ek is 'n titelholder vir Miss Charity 2023. Dit is nog 'n bietjie nuut vir my om in te sing. Dis die eerste kompetisie wat ek deel aanneem in die Weskus. My ander kompetisies was altyd in die stad gewees of in Atlantis. So dit is nog, ek is nog excited. My kinders is saam met my support system is saam met my excited. So dit sink nog 'n bietjie in by my.
Okay. And thank you, Shahieda. Back to you, Jacques. What motivated you to enter? You need to speak to me in the intro of this conversation about what actually motivated you, you know?
So, to be honest, the motivation is I always lacked self-confidence. And then one day I was scrolling, I think it was Facebook, and CJ posted something about these academy that's doing a class in confidence. And then I'm like, okay, I message him and I ask about it. And then I started doing the classes. And then I think it was like 2 or 3 months. This is my first pageant that I've ever done. I've like had no experience in this whatsoever. And it's like I started April with CJ working, like doing the classes, and we did 2 shows, and then now the pageant. And it's like I for me, the inspiration, I think it comes from TJ, if I have to say that. And then, of course, to build myself, to get the confidence that he has, because he has confidence that, like no one else. But I want that kind of confidence, and that's what I aim for.
All right. And Griffin, for you, what was so remarkable and made you to enter, you know?
To compete against myself, to build and self-confidence, and to meet new people and make new friends.
Okay. And then tell us, Shahieda, your journey. What were the challenges that and highlights during the competition for you to the build up of last week's event that was hosted in the West Coast? What was your challenges during your time?
Daar was 'n uitdaging van dis die eerste keer wat ek in 'n kompetisie gaan deelneem waar ek met professionals kompetisie met het modeling skool CJ en dit was die grootste uitdaging, maar dit was nie om 'n kroon ek het ingegaan omdat ek 'n passie vir dit het en nie gegaan om 'n wenner, 'n titelhouder daar uit te kom nie. Maar ek is vandag dankbaar dat ek deelgeneem het aan die kompetisie. Dit beteken baie vir my, dit beteken baie vir my community. Dis so baie vroumense in Saldanha self wat opgekom het na my toe en congratulated, want daar's baie vroumense wat nie uit kan opstaan as hulle geval het en iets vir hulle self gaan doen om hulle selfvertroue weer op te bou nie. En omdat ek selfvertroue sal vir my goed doen as ek hierdie kompetisie gaan doen om my selfvertroue terug te kry.
Okay, baie dankie. You know, for Griffin, also for you, what was the challenges and that during this competition and through the build up, what was your challenges that you had to face?
My challenges.
Anything that you think that could have maybe the lack of self-motivation, stuff like that, and also because it's a peer competition, right? So between what ages? So what do you think that could have been, the peer pressure, or that it's a very competitive? Well, my answers and how I will be dressed, could that have been one of your challenges that you maybe have faced, or or the weather gaan nie weer lekker uithou?
As a 17-year-old girl, I'm a girl that is like very, how can I say? And for myself, I don't like speaking. So that like it motivated myself to come out and to learn to speak to others, to be friendly, to make new friends. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And Jacques, for you, what was the highlights and and also your challenges for you during this competition?
I think the highlight was being the winner. I think that was my highlight because you never know. It's like and was the oldest guy there. It's like and oldest I mean like almost that could have been my children that I competed against if I really wanted to. But and then the what its highlights and the struggle or challenges that would have been public speaking because I'm not a public speaker at all. That's something I work on, like I said, to better every day. But the public and then it was like I've never done a pageant before, like I said earlier. But it's like on that day I got shown how to walk I got told that I have to introduce myself and have a Q&A. I was like, okay, cool. Let me just do this. Let me
Okay.
just do this. I can do this. Yeah.
Okay. And also, back to you, Shahieda, with the title being Wearing the Crown with a Purpose and being Mrs. West Coast 2025, what does it mean to you? You know, what does that mean for you personally? Wat beteken dit vir jou?
Dit beteken vir my verskriklik baie.
Mm.
Hier in Saldanha aan die Weskus is daar nie baie pageants wat gehou word nie. En om 'n vuis te wees in Saldanha, om 'n kroon te dra om vir ander jong dames en vir ouer dames soos ek wat al 45 jaar oud is, om vir hulle te motivate en vir hulle te sê dit is not the end. Daar is so baie wat ons nog in ons community kan doen en my hoe kan ek sê my droom is om eendag my eie foundation te stig. Ek is tans in ons community baie besig met soppies uitdeel, broodjies vir die kinders te maak en dan gee ek elke maand sanitêre doekies vir die hoërskole in Atlanta. Soos ek is al reeds baie besig in die community. So die titel wat ek op die oomblik dra sal vir my respek daar sal meer respek gegee word aan my en ek kan baie bereik verder in die community.
Okay, daarbij dank je. And thank you that you mentioned that because that's going to be my follow-up question. Is that for Jacques? Now that you know the title has been given to you, what is the causes that are close to your heart that you'd like to advocate during your reign, Jacques? Can you tell me?
That's a difficult question to answer today. No, I had a class today with CJ, and I went to the Haven night shelter in Woodstock, the one that we are supporting for Nelson Mandela Day. And I as big as strong as I am, I cried all the way home because there's just to think that there's people that have to live like this, and for us, we take we should be grateful just to be alive today. Never mind what we have, and we should, that's to me, it's like helping other people, and that's I really today it opened my eyes to see that how unfortunate that some people are, and the by little you can do a little to help them, and it will help them a lot.
Okay, and for you, Griffin, as well, what causes are close to your heart that you'd like to, you know, advocate during your current reign as Miss West Coast 2025?
I would say supporting healthy lifestyles and self-care. Helping kids that goes hungry, there's no food in their houses, people that live on the street, and giving clothes and back to the community.
Okay, all right. And what are you hoping, you know, to learn or experience? Any one of you can answer. One of you guys can answer. What are you hoping to learn during the experience during your 12-month partnership with the Dianna Jackson Foundation? Maybe Shahieda, will you able to answer? Or you want to answer it, Griffin? It's fine.
Networking opportunities, meeting new people, and building relationships, and also to giving back to the community and to more charitable events.
Okay. All right. Now this is where you come in. I take it, CJ Jackson. You know, the community impact. Can you tell us about your, you know, how your first act of service will be for Nelson Mandela Day, and can you tell us more about what you guys will be doing as the foundation of as the Dianna Jackson Foundation?
Firstly, thank you so much, Noel, for having me and having the amazing winners. Like, I don't think that we could have chosen better individuals to be able to do the 12 months in the launch of the Dianna Jackson Foundation. Our first act of service is to be able to cause impact. And as Jacques said, we went to the District 6, the Haven, and we went to the one in Chapel Street. And My mom was a lady who did secret outreach. And I think in the foundation, and I believe in the foundation, we are going to be able to impact people's lives. Our first act is right now is to be able to collect clothing, is to be able to allow people to donate. So each person has the ability to donate 75 Rand towards a bed, which will allow a homeless person to stay in for 5 days. Um, a person can get involved in purchasing essentials because these are homeless individuals. Their staple meal is maize meal. So the shelters cook maize meal for breakfast. And because they are there the whole day, they drink a lot of teas and coffees. So we as the organization would partnered with Griffin, Shahieda, and Jacques. We will be supporting the Haven on Nelson Mandela Day. We definitely encourage all that are listening to us and in our circles to donate because this is going to a great cause. And we are definitely trusting God for great impact, not only for the start of my mom's foundation, but for years to come.
Okay. And also, what is important for title holders like, for yourselves, Shahieda, to be involved in the real world community initiatives? Shahieda, can you assist me with that? How you think, title holders should be helping and getting involved, dig into the community issues that we have? Wat ons dink wat moet benodig word as rolmodelle, want julle is nou die rolmodelle in die areas daar wat julle bly en wat die gemeenskappe nodig.
Baie goeie vraag. Ek sal sê as 'n titelhouder, sal ek sê dat ja, 'n titelhouder se plig is om meer in die community te ploeg, soos sy genoem het, sy mammie wat al die jare in die foundation het. En ek voel as hoe meer as 'n titelhouder se responsibility is so groot. As nie net om 'n kroon te dra nie, maar dit is om te gee vir minderbevoorregtes daar wat ons as titelhouders van die gemeenskap se oë is nog gerig op ons. So die gemeenskap verwag so baie van ons af. Is nou nie 'n groot kompetisie soos Miss South Africa nie, maar as ek dit daarvan af moet neem is dat ons moet werk vir die titel. Ons moet die titel kan own. Mense moet kan teruggaan oor 'n paar jaar en te sê Miss West Coast 2025 het 'n groot impak op daardie jaar gehad. Sy het gedoen wat sy moet gedoen het. So dit gaan nie net oor die kroon nie, dit gaan oor wat ons kan gee, wat ons kan offer in ons gemeenskap.
Wow, baie dankie. Thank you very much. That's baie powerful words, nee. And for you, Jacques, to you, I want to pose this question: what legacy do you want to leave behind at the end of your reign? Like Shahieda just said, she wants to have an impact, just a role model, just to be seen, not to be seen like everybody must now stop when they see me, but I'm making a change in my community, whether it be big, whether it be small.
Like I said, that's okay. It's a year, it's a journey, so it's a year thing, and I don't think I wanted the year to stop. So it's not gonna have an impact within a year. I'm gonna carry on with it. This is just a start of big things to come for me. So what I'm like aiming for is to show people that you can come from next, because I actually told CJ earlier, I could have been one of those people that stayed in the shelters because I had problems. I went through a difficult life, and to come where I am today, it just proves that anyone can do it. So if you really put in the work, you can better your life, you can better yourself. So yeah, that's kind of my
right
for the next one. Yeah.
Thank you. And to you, Griffin, as Miss West Coast 2025, well, what do you think would be the legacy that you would like to leave behind?
I would say kindness, compassion. Make people care for one another. Have a good heart. Give away to other people. Care for other people. And making meaningful difference, and to be a role model by wanting to want to do better.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right. Thank you. All right. And for any of you guys can answer this. Maybe you as well, Griffin. Any advice for those who may want to enter next year's West Coast pageant? What do you think? What you can advise them to build up to 2026's event?
Um, to be confident and enjoy the experience.
Okay. All right. En vir jou Shahieda, wat dink jy kan wat die mense wat vir jou na jou kom, jou wat vir jou volgende jaar as jy die kroon gaan oorhandig, wat dink jy kan hulle advies wees om te verwag, vir die mevrou Weskus 2026. Mevrou Weskus,
Ek
ja.
sal sê Ek sal sê 2025 was groot geweest. En my verlange is dat die jare wat volg dat hulle dit net groter en beter sal maak en meer sal uitreik na anders en net die beste daar gaan maak. Dit was 'n start geweest. Thanks to CJ. Dit was 'n goeie begin geweest. Dit was 'n groot event vir my en vir almal geweest. Soos ek sal sê die next jare wat volg, moet dit net beter gaan en beter gaan.
Okay. And Jacques, this question is for you, okay? As a guy, what would you describe how you feeling about the year ahead for you as this partnership with with CJ Jackson and also the Dianna Jackson Foundation? How do you think this coming year will be for you?
I think it's going to be great. I just feel it in my, like, I'm currently getting goosebumps as I'm sitting here thinking about what we're going to do, because it's already a week in and we are already planning an outreach to a shelter. So if this is within 2 weeks, what are we going to do in 52
Yeah.
weeks? So I'm really, really positive about it. And if I can answer the previous question as well, I'm just going to say the person that's going to be number 26 has very big shoes to fill.
Okay.
So they must just step up their game. Yeah.
All right. Okay, CJ, tapping back to you, CJ. Can you hear me, CJ? Your mic is off.
Yes, I can.
Okay, back to the Mandela Day initiative, because you did speak to us about the Dianna Jackson Foundation, how it started and what's the initiative, okay, that we covered and how people can contribute. But I just want to know about you. What is the Mandela Day Kindness Drive? What is the focus this year and who are you supporting? Can you just elaborate on that for me, please?
Okay, so the focus is definitely homeless people. In 2017, when I started Kairos, which is the company that it was to be able to help homeless people. And I remembered starting it and thinking, my involvement has a ripple effect. And on Saturday, we will have a ripple effect with the community. We will have a ripple effect in West Coast. We will have a ripple effect. But because each one touches one, and I totally believe that because we're doing this, it's going to take off and people will get involved. And this is just not going to be the beginning. And we're not only going to do it because it's Nelson Mandela Day. We're going to do it continuously and reach out to the Haven. So that will be one of the projects where Jacques and I went today, and Griffin will join next week, where we saw there's a lot of work that still needs to be done on the property. And that's how we will be engaging with the Haven, but we'll also be engaging with different charities that are close to Griffin's heart, Shahieda's heart, and Jacques' heart. So for us to get involved in this, loads of people have asked, how do we get involved? And we're like, get involved by, firstly, if you can, volunteer. The impact you get from volunteering and getting to see the lifestyle that these people live, the conversations that you're going to be having on the 19th will be so impactful. The second thing is get involved, dig deep. All we're asking right now is dig deep, get a 75 Rand and donate one bed. Jacques and I walked into one room and it was packed. I don't know, Jacques, what was the number of men that shared the room?
The room was basically the size of a single garage, and I think there was 36 beds in the room. So that's 36 beds in it's like 18 square meter room.
Okay.
So for
Yeah.
that, it highlighted to us that we are making an impact. If we look at my mom's life, she did everything in secret, and now we're going to do this not for publicity, but we're going to do it because we know the impact that we're going to have in people's lives. We know the impact that my mom's foundation is going to have in people's lives. And because we're working with such amazing individuals, which is Shahieda, Jacques, and Griffin, we know that their crown is just not going to be a title. It's definitely to transform. It's definitely going to lead people, and it's definitely going to impact the areas of where they work, school, and everybody they come into contact with. So this year is going to be great. And as I said, we launched my mom's foundation on the 5th of July, and yet we are doing something big. And I know that it's going to be impactful because I know God has ordained it. I know that my mom is proud, and I know that I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to do in 2025.
Wow. Coming to an end, very, very nice conversation with Jacques, Gous, as well as Shahieda, Snyders, and also we had Griffin earlier as well, and she was crowned the Miss West Coast 2025, and also CJ Jackson. Lastly, what can you guys tell me, especially Jacques, as a title holder for Mr. West Coast, shortly, just about a minute or so from your time, what can you tell me? How can the community or people in the West Coast, even in Cape Town, how they can, enroll themselves to be part of this initiative that CJ is going there?
So it's basic. The basic thing would be to volunteer. So there you don't have to have anything to give. You can just show up and help us hand over the stuff that's already been donated. Then
Okay.
we have like three a breakdown of three different donations that people can give. One, it's old but still decent clothes. So any clothes we are the catering age group is basically men and women from the ages of 20 to 60. So is basically clothing to anyone. So anything like are willing or can be able to donate that you can donate. Second thing would be non-perishables, but specifically sugar and sugar coffee because they drink a lot of coffee there, and then maize meal. And then third thing would be the CJ mentioned the beds that you pay 75 rand, a donation of 75 rand that gives them one person 5 nights in the shelter. And if you
Okay.
think about 75 rand, how much is the admin fee that we pay on our Airbnbs? It's not, it's, and we could say 1 night. So it's
Yeah.
really nothing to donate 75 rand.
Thank you very much. And to you, Shahieda Snyders, as Mrs. West
Yeah,
Coast, okay?
that's it.
Thank you, Jacques. And for you as well, Shahieda, what do you think, wat dink jy, wat kan die mense doen wat impakvol gaan wees vir die gemeenskap daar buite? Hoe kan hulle bydra? In net 'n minuut van jou tyd voor ons afsluit.
Soos Jacques nou al reeds genoem het, dit wat ons nodig het is non-perishable voorraad, usable clothes, 75 rand. As jy mens dink aan is 75 rand soos hy ook genoem het, 75 rand. Hoeveel van ons mense rook gee jy elke dag uit? Hoeveel gee ons elke dag uit vir taxi om in die dorp uit te kom of by jou werk uit te kom? Net om 75 rand af te staan vir iemand wat minder bevoorreg het, iemand wat het regtig gebed nodig het. So wat ek vir die gemeenskap vandag wil vra, kom ons reik uit na hulle toe, ons gee wat ons kan gee, as ons meer kan gee, ons sal dit baie waardeer. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie. And to you, CJ Jackson, any last words, man? How can people get involved? Is there a website? Is there contact details? How can we get involved as well? Because I spoke to you earlier the week as the build up to this interview. Shortly, just about a minute from your time. How can people get in contact with you guys?
So on our social medias, I will post everything so they can definitely find out more details on my social media, which is CJ Jackson, on Facebook, also on Instagram, and also on TikTok. They can definitely send us a message on 072-830-1966. As Jacques said, you can be involved in any capacity. If you cannot donate anything, come and get involved. And yeah, as many people can come up and be a part of this great initiative.
All right. Lastly, from me, thank you very much for joining me on the Saturday matinee. To you, Griffin, who unfortunately, due to connection issues, Griffin, Johannes was earlier on with us on the Zoom, as well as to you, Shahieda, Snyders, and to you, Jacques, Gous, and CJ Jackson. Thank you for what you guys are doing, and I hope to be in contact with you later on in the year to find out how it's going. So, by Christmas, I'm like, okay, 6 months later, what have you guys reached? So, we're going to do a follow up just to see how the past 6 months has been, and then next year we do a follow up, and maybe I will be attending. CJ, I will be attending, hopefully, the event next year, and yeah, we'll
100%.
see and meet up with you guys. Thank you very much for joining us, and also to the listeners as well who tuned in, man, and to those of you guys in the West Coast and even in Cape Town, Greater Cape Town. Don't forget, like CJ said, go on to CJ Jackson on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Facebook. You can get in contact with him there. You can send him a message, and we can make it better and make like Jacques said, for us to donate 75 is not a lot. If you look at the price of Airbnbs and you look at these holiday resorts that people are going to name but a few, it's costing more than 75 Rand, you know. But for us to make that little change in somebody's life, it costs nothing to see the smile and a thank you from somebody that is less fortunate. Thank you very much for joining me this afternoon on the Saturday matinee. Speak to you guys in the next 6 months to get a follow up and enjoy the rest of your reign. And thank you very much, CJ, as well as the people behind the Dianna Jackson Foundation. And may you guys prosper. And I salute you all.
The Saturday Matinee, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. You are listening to Noel B Ruiters on www.inspirealsusradio.co.za. For easy access, go to Play Store and download the online app.